I finally found some more Transformers 1 stuff, still not the deluxes, but hey, now I have the Power Flip Optimus Prime. Every Transformers movie is going to have a big, loud gimmick toy, and this is the gimmick toy of this movie. You can see the robot mode here. Here's what the vehicle mode is going to look like. Pretty solid. Here on the side, you can see the big gimmick of this toy is that you get Orion Pax and Optimus Prime. Here on the side, you can see it goes from Cybertronian Truck to Orion to Optimus to Ultimate Optimus. Sure, I guess technically you can make the argument that this is a quad changer. Really, it's kind of a grow-up gimmick, kind of like the Power of the Primes Optimus was. And here on the side, you just have the render from the movie. Now, I actually didn't see that this was coming out until a couple of reviews came out for it. I finally found it in my Target today, and hey, I like big, dumb Optimus Primes. Why don't we give a look-see at this one? Taking a look at the truck mode first, just because we're going to have a lot of robot modes to go over. It is the design we've seen for the movies. Not a patch on the Studio Series version. I do like the angles here. I especially love how the front comes together, but then, yeah, those are legs, those are arms. Don't do anything with the hands. That's one of the sounds. Yeah, you have sounds on here, and it's almost all from this belly button, but there's a couple of other noises that we get in the robot mode, but just cycle through them. That's kind of like a racing noise. Racing noise with an O.
Come on, let's go.
Someone who is very clearly not Chris Hemsworth talking. Yep. So, you do get lights and sounds here. That's cool. But I think that probably explains why there isn't a lot of transformation going on here. It's because there has to be a battery pack and sound machines inside the torso. I do wish the feet could at least fold down, but, you know, I think the point of this is to give big, dumb, loud Optimus for, you know, younger Transformers fans. So the vehicle mode is probably the one to sacrifice if you have to sacrifice somewhere. Let's see how this guy looks in his Orion Pax mode. I will point out, you do have to take off the roof, there is part swarming involved here, but you get Orion Pax, but there was a couple of noises that activate as you get here. So if I unplug the waist, you activate the transformation noise. One sec, here, let me get it back in. Alongside that, if you push down on the chest, oh, are we not making the noise anymore? It was making a noise a second ago, and I would push down the chest. Maybe I was actually just hitting the waist again. Oh well. But we do keep the blue LED light. That's just always going to be there, I guess, until it dies out like it just did. Overall, the Orion Pax mode is very stocky. I mean, just look at his head. He looks like he's embarrassed to be here. That said, there is some decent articulation. There is a swivel in the head. You have a good universal in the shoulder. You have an upper arm cut as well as an elbow that gives you the 90. You have a wrist swivel down here. Nothing in the waist. But you have a universal at the hip. You have a... Oh! Is there not a knee here? There's not a knee here. I think there might be a knee in a different mode, though. So there's not a knee for Orion Pax. And then there's nothing down here in the feet. So, you have a... you know, in the upper body at least, decent articulation, as well as a handful of accessories that you can use between all the molds. So, we have the roof that can be a shield, we have an Energon axe, and then we also have a sword that looks a lot like the Prime Star Saber now that I'm looking at it. We can just put that in his hands there, so, oh, that happens a lot. The tricky thing about spring-loaded transformations is that they kind of just go whenever they feel like it. Thank you, Orion. Come on, just go back in. There we go. So, we have the sword still. And we have the Energon axe. Boop. We'll put it in the hand. If I can get it in there. There we go. It's backwards. Doesn't matter. So, there definitely is some frustration here, just because, as you can see, a lot of pieces want to go ahead and fly out. But that's your Orion Pax mode in a nutshell. To make him Optimus Prime, we are going to raise this up. And that's going to let his new head flop in. Why is this not going this time? It was going last time. There we go. And boop. Yay. He's Optimus Prime now. So as Optimus Prime, he has a torso, and I have to adjust my camera. I do think it's actually a nice visual change that we've added a little bit to the midsection of Optimus. Makes him look a little bit taller, a little bit more athletic, as opposed to the stockier Orion Pax. The head sculpt is, you know, kind of more or less what you expect out of an Optimus. It doesn't quite have the newness as the Studio Series Optimus, but it's still clearly supposed to be TF1. But that gives you a little bit more to play with. Technically, I've missed the transformation stuff. I'm supposed to flip these over now. Boom, now he's Optimus Prime. This is also when we start playing with the other accessory, that being his Matrix. Matrix looks really nice. He doesn't have a way to hold it. What we can do is fold out the chest, and then we can literally just kind of plug it into this chamber here. Boop, and then boop, and yay. It's now just kind of sitting back there. You can kind of make it out, but only barely. It's kind of cool that we got a Matrix, don't get me wrong, but it's not doing much. There is one more robot mode to make use of, and that is Super Optimus Prime. So we're going to fold out the arms and then just flip. I didn't even get to flip it. It just went. There we go. And then we also fully extend the legs. And now he's even bigger and taller, and I have to move the camera stand back. So now, not only do you have a massive helmet and this kind of energon shield in front of the torso, you also now have knees. Wait, no you don't even! I was convinced there was a knee joint here because I saw this cut. No, that's just sculpted in detail. So there are no knees here. He just becomes taller. He just gets taller without any knee. It reminds me, do you remember that episode of SpongeBob where he goes to Pearl's prom and he has the really long legs, but he has like 15 different knees in each leg? It's like the complete opposite. He's just like, I don't need knees, I just need to be taller, guys. If he falls over, he needs Bumblebee to help him stand up. I love this thing. It's so dumb. I love this thing. I do really enjoy the head sculpt here. I think it looks kind of cool as like a souped up, like super robot Optimus. We do have new sound effects too. I guess that's like the Matrix powering him up.
We stand together.
Okay, that's a good Optimus line.
Prime power armor.
You don't call it that! Optimus, you don't call this your prime power armor, you sellout! Okay, next one.
We stand together.
Alright, that's a good one. We're missing one. I know there's another one in here. There we go, there's a shooting one.
The Matrix of Leadership.
What is that noise? After he says the Matrix of Leadership, is he shooting the Matrix? Oh, this is fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Are there any more noises in you, buddy?
We stand together.
Let's get the accessories out here again. So we still have this big shield I haven't put on him yet. Let's put the shield on. Just goes on over his arm. There we go. That's looking good. And then obviously you gotta go with the big sword. Big sword is how Prime Armor Optimus rolls. The Energon Axe still would work. It's just the Energon Axe is gonna look really weedy in comparison. I say that. No, it doesn't really. I don't think it looks as good as the sword, because I think the sword is just a bit larger. But like the Energon Axe still looks okay. Okay. To me, the Energon Axe feels like that should be for Orion, and then with Optimus you get the sword, and then for Super Mode you put everything on him. Can we find just like a place to put the axe? I mean, I guess I could just put it here? There. He has both weapons. He's given himself knife hands. Articulation is still exactly the same as it was before. All you've done is made the figure taller and louder and goofier. Do I think it's worth the money? Because it's going for $50. If you were a young Transformers fan, it's a simple transformation. It gives you at least 2 distinct robot modes, even though it promotes 3. You got good accessories. Yeah, if I was a little kid, I think this Optimus would be great. If you're an adult collector, there's probably not going to be here much for you. It's fun and goofy and dumb, don't get me wrong. I think I enjoy it more than a lot of the other loud gimmick figures we've had over the years. But I also know this was not made for me, and more than likely was not made for you. I can get enjoyment out of it, which is why I can say, with the right perspective, it's worth the money. But no, I think that if you were an older Transformers fan, it's probably going to be Studio Series and Deluxes for you. Maybe that Optimus Prime mask if you really want to get weird. At the very least, it's a unique Optimus Prime. It's going to look good on a shelf. It's going to really be great once you get more Transformers 1 figures. It'll really help pull a shelf together. But its limitations are pretty obvious. There are a good couple of high points to it, but none that you probably couldn't get out of, say, the Studio Series or that Deluxe that I'm still looking for. But hey, can the Studio Series make the noise? Yeah. Yeah. Can your Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime do that? Didn't think so.